Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to a secret mission in the Ersatz M10, or the Warcrime Panther. Now, why is this a Warcrime Panther? Well, it was disguised by the Germans as a M10 and should operate behind enemy lines. Aside from the historical story, there is also a YouTuber that describes this tank as a Warcrime. There you could see the side skirts are way too short for Michael's Boom's taste. So it's a war crime. It's a war crime that Mike Goes Boom had to suffer from. The tragedy, the tragedy. Okay. Bad jokes aside, my plan is here to get ASAP into the vicinity of C. And the gameplay will be around C. But we still have, we need to break through. And that's on this map. Not so easy. For the southern team, it's way easier to get C and to hold it. For the northern team, it's difficult to get it early game, since where I just went past there should be a bridge, but there is just the river with the mud, and that just costs you a lot of time, especially in the rather slow tanks. I tried to get up here, and just before I could make it, no, Gaijin's advanced physics say no, and that allows here the Hellcat that I expected, you might have seen it there briefly, to pass through, and now C gets captured. Yeah, in some tanks you can make it up there, not in this. So what a shame I wasted a little bit of time. Sometimes I also have the feeling that if I chill a little bit, I'm just at the right spot at the right time, because the enemy team overextends and I just appear then there in a sniper position where then they don't expect me. Having said this, oh look, there is an IS-1. I have the first shot, he doesn't see me, and I massively miss aim here, hitting here the step, the shell bounces, ricochets, and I deal no damage. I have the chance for a second shot and for the side of the turret, but the inner support for the turret front, it's very similar to the KV-220, which is responsible for its amazing survivability, by the way, saves the IS-1. But then he actually whiffs the shot, he panics, shows me the side, and that's a kill that I never say no to. Okay, so there we are. Let's reload, let's just check the situation. I hope my team is managing to just hold down the enemy's advance, but then there is the Hellcat killing one of our tanks. Bombear even. I see the side of another IS tank, it's an IS-2. Again, I never say no to something like this. So maybe just clean here the side, so then I can go to the right here. That's my actual plan, but as long as there are enemy tanks with nasty shells looking my way, I have to be very careful. But now it looks like I might advance here, looking around the corner, correct my course. I look around it again, and then there is an M41 Walker Bulldog, but I noticed that he is not looking my way, and then we can ignite easily the ammunition. Good stuff right there. But we have to stay very much on point, and yeah, there is the Hellcat. He noticed me just a little bit too late, and then all hail Hullbreak. That's all that I'm going to say for my 4th kill already. And now we actually have reached the middle of the battlefield. And there is another IS tank, an IS-1, and I just didn't have the shot. I have to correct here, but then just as I pulled the trigger, he got killed by another Panther, I guess. Okay, something's going on in C. Now I know exactly where an enemy tank can be positioned. But before that, I noticed here that there is a Sherman, and that's my ace. Okay, thank you. The operation has not begun yet. Okay, so now I actually think about, okay, what can I do? It's a very dangerous situation. A very carefully placed artillery strike in the middle of C, right between the buildings. You saw how close the circle was, because I'm relatively close. I have trained it, which is more useful than you might think. And then I look to my left. Okay, here I can go. Nothing comes from those two streets. And then the artillery strike goes down. Come on. Yes, there we got the Hellcat. Good stuff right there. So driver and transmission. That means 150, 152mm HE shell, which are actually the artillery strike themselves, has hit the Hellcat on the front of the vehicle and caused hull break. Mwah. Those Hellcats, man, they are just the plague. Okay, there are now 2 alleyways and I have to close them down for my team to actually yeah, be able to capture C here. I saw some muzzle flash and some kicked off dust, and then there is a little bit of a funny scene that I actually didn't realize first, but it was just one of those moments. I looked around the corner way too fast and didn't realize that there is an SU-152, but I saw here the Sherman. The problem is I cannot reverse and shoot through the windows as I have planned. And nevertheless, now the SU-152mm is behind the Sherman in the line of sight, so I didn't see him a second time. And then there we can see the advantage of fast turret rotation speed. We can easily kill here the M4A2. And still I have not realized that there is an SU-152, but that was now my 7th kill. So I'm like, okay, don't screw it up, boy, don't screw it up. And it is not even now that I didn't see him, and now I see him and I think, oh, have I overlooked him? Am I really that blind? Yeah, seems like I'm getting too old for this, way too old. Okay, now he got killed by the Panzer IV-H. I didn't see that he actually fired, so if I would have seen that, I would have used the reload. Now I can actually transit to the other side, and that is really important. So this is now where the operation behind enemy lines begins. After 7 kills, mind you. So the question is, there an enemy tank? Yes, there it is. Has he seen me? No, but I realize it's the French one with the big gun and no stabilizer. So actually we can come out, and before he actually can break, we get our 8th kill. The headset just checks if he is dead. Yes, Jim, he's dead. Okay. Hetzer secures that road, and that leaves me free for capturing A. So in this phase it is very much possible that you overextend. Sometimes it would be easier to just simply chill and wait and just hope for the best. But I'm not this kind of person, and I absolutely didn't see here that Sherman. And that was a very well made ambush. Very good position, but he just bounced. He didn't have a clean line of sight to the turret front. Then I get tracked by the artillery strike, but at the same time our SPA shoots me, but I'm like, okay, I got damaged, that must be an enemy SPA. But no, it was not. It was our Ostwind. Maybe he doesn't realize that this is one of the rather rare tanks in War Thunder. Better performance than the Panther D with the same battle rating. Very similar performance to the T5 from the Russians, their premium captured Panther. And it's all about this fast turret traverse. That it is so good. It is just so good. I think the normal Panther has 6 degrees for an ace crew. This one has 20 degrees. So that's more than, well, 3.3 times as fast turret rotation speed. So here a little trick for A. You can decap it here if you just go very close to those buildings. Now our last tank got killed here, the map gets pinged, so I don't know where the enemy tanks are going. They must realize that their third and last capture point now gets contested. I get out of there, check the road, nothing there, and then turn slowly around in anticipation that some of those tanks might just try to get into C again. And now I continue to actually capture A. Okay. Now keep cool. 9 kills, hopefully the first capture point. I have enough ammunition left. Everything's working out just fine. Come on, Cap. Come on. There we go. So, there it is in the chat that there is a KV2 going for A. Somebody misspells my name. I'm not a miswritten country. I'm Napalm. I'm okay with Napalm. I don't expect you two guys to know how to pronounce a German name, Napalmratte or Napalmratte. I'm fine with that, but Napal, that's just missing some. So you might say that now this tank has fulfilled its purpose, capturing stuff behind enemy lines, if you will. And here I'm very careful. I realize that now there is the KV2 looking into A, and he has his turret turned. Slow turret rotation speed, so we can aim just aim, you know, just aim right. You have all the time in the world, you can correct your aim, and that was a one shot for the 10th kill, aka the double ace. But I'm not done yet. It's always a gamble how many kills you can get, even under the best of circumstances, because for you, in order to kill something, there must be something to be killed. And if your team is too good, well, there is nothing left to kill. There is some action going on. I aggressively now swing my tank around, and that T-3485 is preoccupied, and a shot in the back of the turret of the premium T-3485E just seals the deal. That's a nice tank, by the way. Had a lot of fun recently as well trying it out. I made a lot of testing with getting up tiered and so forth. It doesn't really look good for 5.7. Funny story is, actually, whatever battle rating I try out, I mostly get up tiered, aside from the American 4.3. Yeah, so that's strange. Still some action going on. Carefully checking here the position. After 11 kills, I just want the survivor, you know. I'm just greedy for the survivor, so I need to stay alive. Which sounds a little bit contradictory. But there, the Sherman just saw me at the very last second, but I set him on fire, and that leaves the Whirlwind easy to kill this Sherman that probably has swung the turret around. Okay. Now I think to myself, okay, that's all fine and well. Let's just chill here and not get killed. Let's wait for the end of the match. And just when I don't check the right hand side, the M10 GMC kills me. That's bitter. That's really bitter. That just cost me 7,500 silver lines. Again, you might laugh at this, but every single line counts these days. Next patch will be expensive as well. So yeah, there we go. In the Puma, I use it for the mobility, not for the scouting, just to get back and hopefully revenge kill this guy. Not with a plane this time, but with a tank. So there you could see the problem with the map design. If you would go here from the very beginning, this is a kill zone. There are some buildings missing, and it's just way too easy for you to get caught off guard here, or caught in the open, quite literally. And that just is very bad. So in the beginning, the way that I go is the way to go on this map to not get killed and still be on the front line. Fährste quer, siehste mehr. That's a very old German saying. If you take a corner a rather sport-like. And I love this. But here on mud, again, yeah, that's slow. And hostile team has lost all of its vehicles. So I think I have contributed quite a bit to the victory on this map, which allows for actually a surprising amount of tactical gameplay. So let's have a look at the results. That we can see that we have missed out on the survivor, but we still get 105,700 silver lines, and as compensation for the missed survivor, we still get 7,500 silver lines. First in team with 3,028 score points without using a plane, 11,000 research points. And as usual, that's it from me today. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.